Avon. They
Why?
cut down all the trees in the forest.
So?
What do you mean so? They cut down all the trees in the forest.
What's the big deal?
Hello, where are the squirrels gonna live? Where are the birds gonna live? Where are the insects gonna live? There's nowhere for anyone to live.
There's lots of forests around here.
There won't be lots of forests if we keep cutting them down. 50 to 100 species of animals die every single day, Kayvon. That's because people clear cut. They just cut the clear.
I cut trees down all the time.
You what?
Cut trees down all the time. What's the big deal?
It's ridiculous, Kayvon.
Deforestation! Deforestation is a process of converting forested lands into non-forest sites that are ideal for crop raising, urbanization, and industrialization.
Because deforestation is such a serious issue, there are also a lot of serious effects on the surroundings.
Deforestation can turn this into this! Even though the tropical rainforest only makes up about 6% of the Earth's surface area, about 80 to 90% of the Earth's species exist there.
Despite increased awareness of the importance of these forests, deforestation rates have not slowed. The outcome?
The extinction of plants and animals on a massive scale. Classic result of deforestation.
But you're probably wondering, what effect does this have on the animals? Now, to start, the animals that live in the trees, that's their habitat, that's their home. The squirrels that climb in the holes, the birds that live in the leaves, the insects inside the bark.
Where do they go?
When animals are living in trees, and the trees are cut down, those animals have nowhere to live.
Through the years, it is estimated that millions of plant and animal species have been wiped out and become extinct because of a loss of habitat.
Now, if you think about it, these animals, this is where they live, and then all of a sudden, these loggers, they just come and they cut all the trees down. Now, where are these animals gonna go? But if you think about it in the long run, these animals have other forests, sure, but soon enough, all these forests are just gonna be cut down and cut down before you know it, there's no more forests.
Sometimes when trees are cut down, only parts of the forest are cleared. When this happens, surviving animals can move to another part of the forest and repopulate.
But when the entire forest has been cut down, animals need to move to a new forest in order to survive. Now imagine this. You're living in your house, and then all of a sudden one day, your house is just completely gone. There's nowhere to live. And then naturally you'd think, well, I'll just move to another house. But there are absolutely no more houses in your neighborhood, in your entire town. You are forced to move to an entirely different area just to survive.
So you're probably thinking, so what? Who cares if they have to move to a new forest? Well, here's the thing. In these other forests, there's already animals living there that they have to compete with. Hold the phone.
So what does this have to do with evolution? We really have no idea.
We're just trying to finish this movie because it's raining. But seriously,
We're just kidding.
we don't care that we're soaked.
But actually,
Deforestation has a lot more to do with evolution than you'd think. For instance,
a species that has to migrate from the environment that it's used to,
must evolve to adapt to the new environment.
animals that move to a new environment also have to compete for food, water, homes, and mates. This is where evolution comes in.
So birds, they eat seeds, and they're adapted to eating the specific seeds that are in their environment.
So now, they've moved to a new environment, and the seeds are completely different. What are they going to eat? How are they going to survive?
So let's assume that the seeds there are bigger than the seeds that they're used to.
So naturally, the birds with bigger and stronger beaks will be able to eat the food there, and therefore survive. The birds with smaller and weaker beaks will starve and die off.
Therefore, the gene of bigger beaks will be passed down through further generations.
This
is
called
natural
selection.
This is called natural selection. Sometimes, competition's just not an option. Sometimes, they just can't survive.
In conclusion,
Deforestation forces animals out of their natural habitat.
this has to do with evolution because it forces the animals to adapt and evolve to their new environment.
Deforestation.